You are listening to the Sabbath Cafe podcast. This is episode 127, 'Tis the Season for Breakthroughs. You can find transcripts and more at www.sabbathcafeblog.com. Hi everyone. Thank you for listening to the Sabbath Cafe podcast. This is Michelle. It's so good to see you again. Lately, I've noticed many changes and breakthroughs in the areas that I've been focusing on. Some I've been working on for months, and some I've been planning for years. It's so exciting to see these changes happening, and I've been very encouraged. I wanted to come on this space and share some of that encouragement with all of you. And here's my story. This season, there's been a lot of changes. We moved into our house 5 years ago. We haven't been able to really get things set up. And just 2 weeks ago, we finally rearranged and reset up our living space, which is amazing because we've had these ideas, we had these plans throughout the years, and just nothing clicked. We didn't have that synergy moment. Finally, we were able to get this project done over a weekend. And so it's just amazing to me. And that seems to sum up a lot of what I've been going through this season, is that there are quite a few things that I've been involved in where we are just making very slow progress, really like snail paced, one step at a time, and just not really seeing much result. And yet suddenly, in the past, I would say, month or two, we just saw a lot of things starting to shift, whether it's with my husband's work or with my father's health. I think some of you have been following the podcast. You know that I was caretaking for my father for the last couple of months. A lot of things just feels like that old adage, right? The hare and the turtle. The race between the hare and the turtle, and slow and steady wins the race. And I really felt like it's just so exciting to see breakthroughs. I was actually taking him to his chiropractor today, and I noticed that his fingers are moving a little bit more. And it's amazing because that's what was affected. And I don't even think my dad saw that, but I saw that. And it just really so encouraged me that we are going down the right path. It so encouraged me. And it just made the last 6 months of countless hours of chauffeuring, of driving, just so worth it. And it's interesting because this is the accumulation of all those times, all those little pieces, little steps that we took towards that. And it just reminds me, because the world we live now, right? We love instant downloads. I used to joke around that we are the microwave generation. I like my water heated up in 30 seconds rather than boiling on the stove for minutes, right? We could have things cooked in seconds. We have downloads in seconds, milliseconds. We like to have things instantaneously. But I realized that if you want change that lasts, if you want significant breakthrough or shifts, or if you want to learn a craft, most of the time, it takes long time. It requires a process of small steps to get there. The process takes a while, but if you continue to take small steps, you will get there. You just gonna have to keep going, even when you don't see anything changing, even when you don't see any encouragement. And even with my podcast, it's similar. Many of you just started to tune in to me probably in the last, I would say, 6 months. But I've been working on this podcast. I was just looking at it for 3 years. It took me at least 2 years of making episodes until it hit a stride. Also, some of you know that I'm an artist. I found my old sketchbook and I realized, wow, I started a sketchbook as just a pure novice, having no skills, no lessons, nothing. My first step, my first venture into this creative realm was 10 years ago. 10 years ago. And it just looking through my sketchbook, it really reminded me how far I've come. I'm just kind of looking at all these things today, and that took me 10 years of just this consistent taking steps toward that one goal. If there's one expectation I had of myself is to continue to engage, begin again. I learned that great phrase, to begin again. That has just helped me tremendously in my journey. To begin again is an idea of you just pick up where you left off and you just continue forward. You allow yourself that grace to continue forward. And what I find is that you remember a lot of these past skills. The work that you put into it, it has created a certain pattern and imprint in you so that when we begin again and move forward, we're not moving forward from scratch. Most of the time, it's actually good because you are moving forward, you're remembering those old skills, but there's something that's just a little bit different than before because you are different now. And that's how I feel, is that I am different after those breaks. And so my creativity projects, my creation, even my podcasts and things, they'll take on a different spin. They'll take a different light. And then I kind of run with that. Slow and steady. Just keep taking the next step. Begin again and take the next step. And so it's been a wonderful breakthrough season for me. I just want to encourage you, if you are also in that journey where you feel like you keep taking that 1,000-step journey and you don't know where you're going, you're in the middle, you're in the messy middle, as we like to call it. I just want to encourage you that you're on the right path. You're on the right track. You may not see anything happening, but remember that inspiration that got you started and just take the next step. Keep walking through that next door that opens up. Breakthrough are breakthroughs because they're unexpected and they're the suddenlies. You won't see it until the breakthrough is literally right in front of you, which is like a split second. But breakthroughs happen because of a consistent journey, because of that slow and steady journey. All we have to do is re-engage with the process. Re-engage with the process and take that next step. Keep taking that next step. And if you don't know how, just begin again. Eventually, you will see that breakthrough around the corner. Even if you feel like it's the messy middle, I just want to encourage you, whatever journey you are on, if you felt discouraged, it's okay. Take a break, take care of yourself, and then begin again. This is a season for me to see a lot of different breakthroughs. And so I've just been so encouraged, and I wanted to pass that encouragement to you. Keep going, keep walking. It's okay if you're in the messy middle, and slow and steady, you will win that race. God bless you. Thank you for listening to Sabbath Cafe, and we'll see you next time.